Stories of zombie-like undead have echoed throughout our past. From the cold winds of Norse lands, the mysterious East, to the shadowy castles of Europe, the undying have always been with us. But why do these tales of the undead resonate across cultures and ages? The modern era, with its fears and fascinations, has brought new life to these age-old stories. Prepare to journey from the dawn of time to the nightmares of today as we explore the undying legacy of the zombie. Long before our cities stretched high and technology bound us together, the mysteries of the night and the secrets of the afterlife whispered across our human civilizations. In the ancient city of Uruk, the mighty king Gilgamesh reigned, and though he possessed the strength of gods, his heart was as human as ours. Faced with the loss of his friend, Enkidu, a burning question consumed him. Is there life beyond death? One of his first brushes with this age-old obsession was with the tempestuous goddess Ishtar. When Gilgamesh spurned her advances, she was furious, and in her wrath she threatened to unleash an army of the undead upon Uruk, promising that they would devour the living. Ishtar's threats underscoring the belief that even in death, a life force could remain, yearning to return. In his quest for answers, Gilgamesh sought out the one being rumored to have conquered death, Utnapishtim. Having survived a great flood, much like the tales of Noah, Utnapishtim was gifted with a unique form of immortality by the gods. He wasn't a ghost nor a spirit. He was a man, but one who had transcended death's very reach. Meeting him, Gilgamesh saw someone who was both dead and alive, timeless in existence, and yet as a puzzle as well, his life force persisting even after facing death's door. From Utnapishtim, Gilgamesh learned of a mysterious plant said to grant the gift of youth. But life has a way of teaching us lessons, often through disappointments. Just when Gilgamesh had the plant within his grasp, a sly serpent snatched it away. Next, we venture to the Norse lands of old, where the icy winds howled and heroes of legends clashed against the forces of natures and gods. Amidst this backdrop arose the tales of the Draugr. These weren't your average heroes or villains. They were the deceased, fiercely guarding their burial treasure. Imagine a warrior, once great in life, now emerging from the frost-laden ground, eyes glowing with otherworldly fire. The Draugr weren't mindless either. They had a purpose, often seeking specific vengeance or defending their resting places from grave robbers. More terrifying, their strength surpassed human limits, and legends whispered of their ability to grow to giant sizes, casting shadows over those they sought. Next, we revisit the East and the haunting silhouette of the Jianghsi. They would emerge from ancient scrolls and hushed fireside stories in China, and unlike the Norse Draugr, the Jianghsi didn't roam vast landscapes. Instead, they hopped. Imagine a once human figure, now pallid with rigid limbs, moving by hopping towards you like something from the movie The Ring. A stiffened corpse, it sought to drain the living of their life. While their movement might seem comical today, the thought of such an entity pursuing you relentlessly, that is the stuff of nightmares for many. Amidst the shadowed castles and villages of medieval Europe, there were tales of revenants spreading fear. These were the dead who would not rest, their bloated forms emerging from graves, not with the purpose of guarding treasure, but deliberately spreading disease and malevolence. They were the tangible manifestation of the Black Death and other pandemics of the era, giving a face to these unseen killers. In the massive canon of Indian folklore, tales of the Vetala occupy a space between horror and wisdom. Unlike their Western counterparts, the Vetala weren't necessarily malevolent. These spirits inhabited corpses, yes, but they also carried knowledge. Stories such as those in the ancient Sanskrit text Baital Pachisi portrayed a Vetala riding on a corpse, challenging a king with riddles that explored morality and philosophy. The undead of the past bore varying motives, guarding treasures, seeking vengeance, or simply existing in a state between life and death. But in the modern age, we've given birth to a new terror, one that has become almost synonymous with the term undead, the zombie. The term zombie itself finds its roots in West African and Haitian traditions where tales spoke of individuals brought back to life through mystical means, or the living tricked through medicinal plants, often to serve the whims of another. But as these tales traveled and time progressed, the idea transformed and adapted. For example, in the Victorian age, we have Shelley's Frankenstein and the creature that Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates. Though not a zombie, it shares some parallels. The modern concept of zombies are reanimated dead brought back to life through supernatural means or something like a virus. Frankenstein's creature, however, was constructed from various body parts of deceased individuals and animated through electricity with a never-explained scientific method. Both zombies and Frankenstein's creature play into this fear, the unintended consequences of unchecked scientific ambition. Cinema would play a pivotal role in shaping the modern zombie. The 1968 film Night of the Living Dead by George A. Romero didn't just introduce us to ghouls rising from graves, it reshaped our entire perception of zombies. These creatures weren't guardians or vengeful spirits. They were restless, flesh-hungry entities representing humanity's fear of pandemics, nuclear war, and societal collapse. They became metaphors for our own dehumanization in an ever-industrializing world. To tie into our video on vampires, Romero has often cited that part of his inspiration for the movie was the book from Richard Matheson titled I Am Legend, which in its book form deals with a post-apocalyptic world where most of the population have been turned into undead vampires. As the genre evolved, so did zombies. Different storytellers portraying different types of zombies, each reflecting varying fears and challenges. First, we have the slow zombies. These are perhaps the most common type when we think of a zombie. As seen in Romero's films, these zombies are slow-moving, but relentless. They often move in hordes, overwhelming their victims through sheer numbers alone. Modern fiction has also introduced the concept of fast zombies, introduced in movies like 28 Days Later and World War Z. These zombies are a departure from the Romero tradition. They're fast, aggressive, and rabid, making them even more terrifying as they can chase down their victims with ease. Another type of zombie are those with a semblance of intelligence. Films like Day of the Dead hint at zombies retaining or regaining some level of intelligence, challenging the boundary between man and what we think of as monster. The world of literature, too, wasn't far behind. Books like The Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks provided a mock, serious approach to a potential zombie apocalypse, while his other work, World War Z, offered a global perspective on a zombie outbreak. Since its debut in the 70s, the tabletop role-playing game Dungeons & Dragons has also embraced the lore of the undead. Zombies, distant from their voodoo roots, lumbering forth as reanimated tools of dark magic. But they are just a fragment of D&D's undead pantheon. Skeletons, wraiths, and powerful liches also join the ranks, each representing different facets of undeath. Beyond just adversaries, Dungeons & Dragons mechanics also empower player characters to harness necromancy, allowing them command of the undead. Video games, too, have featured zombies in multiple titles. Games like Project Zomboid, which is a zombie survival game, or games like DayZ, Dying Light, Resident Evil, and many more. From the tales of the Draugr protecting their hoarded treasures in frozen barrows, to the modern zombies swarming city streets in search of flesh, the undead have journeyed with us through time. They are our fears made manifest, our anxieties given form. They challenge our understanding of life, death, and the in-between. They make us question, what does it truly mean to be alive? And what does it mean to truly be dead? As long as there are shadows, As long as the night holds mysteries, the undead, in one form or another, will continue to captivate, terrify, and perhaps even inspire us.